So Nora, we're going to jump right into it. So I want the people to hear from you, from your personal experiences, because you, like you said, you're a pharmacist by trade. You went through years and years and years of schooling in order to be able to embark on that career. And
Mhm.
I know that you love what you do. Like you're going to
Mhm.
be a pharmacist. You love what you do.
I
And a
do.
lot of people think that when you trade, or even when we try and introduce it to people, that this is all that we do. But I know that you love your career, but you still find time to go ahead and still be that investor and have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
And also, I know that you will be also building your business too sometime soon.
Mhm.
So go
Yeah.
ahead and let people know how you decided to do both, love your career as a pharmacist and also become that trader.
So I would say the reason it's possible for me is because I love pharmacy, for one, because pharmacy is just one of the things I do, but it's not all I do. So it has never been my primary source of joy, primary source of everything. I also dabble in acting and modeling. I'm a very like arts and craft type person. I just do a whole bunch of stuff, to make me happy. I'm pretty much always just doing different things. So when I was introduced to the foreign exchange market, I was hesitant at first. It took me a little while to jump on board, but because of COVID, if you're in the house and you've done all the other things that keep you occupied and you're still kind of like, oh my goodness, I can't go anywhere, you look for other things. So once I was introduced to the foreign exchange market, at that time I was already working from home even before COVID started. So it was kind of something that just really meshed well into the lifestyle that I had anyways. So I was really able to still do what I did every single day. And then outside of that, just incorporate it into everything that I was doing in life. So I believe that it depends. If you find things that you're passionate about, you'll always make time for it. And I have definitely gotten very passionate about forex because, for one, it is something that I have never experienced in my life. It's something that I look forward to learning because, like you said, I did go to school for a very long time. So I just knew that it would be something that I wasn't going to capture overnight. And the concept of learning and working hard towards something that's potentially, most definitely at this point, because I've already seen success, something that's definitely going to make you successful and give you more freedom and another stream of income, it's definitely worth it for me. So that's really how I could just make everything work at once.
Let me ask you this. This just popped into my head because I know that you believe in God and you have faith and you have all of that.
Yeah.
Faith in Forex.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you think that this fits into your divine purpose for life, accompanied with your career? Like, how do you think that all of this fits into that?
I think we were just put on this planet to be a light, to be an inspiration to different people, to help people. The way my faith fits into this is I just see that it really takes faith to jump into something that you've never seen before and to kind of know that the potential is limitless, right? When I even got into pharmacy, I got into pharmacy because I had faith that that was something, coming as an immigrant coming from Cameroon, it was going to be something stable that I was going to be able to have a career in that will last me a long time, but I would also be able to help people. So that was definitely faith as well. So I believe that God definitely led me to Forex in the middle of May, in the middle of the pandemic, when I didn't really know what else to do at that time. And I think that it is that faith that really pushed me in the moments where I kind of was like, I'm not really getting this. I see other people are doing it and they're having success, but I wasn't really just getting to where I wanted to be at the time. Every single moment when things aren't going well, you have to remember what God has done for you in the past. And that will really help you to see where your future is. So my faith would be that one of the challenges I had in my life is that when I finally did graduate from pharmacy school, I had to take the entrance exam to become a licensed pharmacist. I took the test 3 years. It took me 3 tries to take the test. So I failed a couple of times. In the span of a year and a half, I had a really hard time. So I really had to have faith that I would just keep pursuing it, keep doing it, and it would work out eventually, you know? So in that moment, when I started Forex, I saw the results that other people had. And so when I had a bit of a challenge in the beginning, I had to have faith as well that if I've seen it, other people are successful, other people are having great results. I have to have faith that if I put in the work and I trust that this is where God has led me to in this pandemic, that it's also going to work for me. And for me, my big moment was 6 months later, you know, where I was really able to make my first really big withdrawal from the foreign exchange market. It was a big deal for me. I was able to, you know, help my family member. I was able to really see exactly what it is that I knew was possible when it all began. So I know that it's possible, and it really is that faith from before, just something that I've experienced before that really kept me going, and it's definitely going to keep me going in the future.
Well, and I want to park right there. You brought up a good scenario when you actually were able to, because you started trading, but you were also able to make that withdrawal. I remember you posted it on Facebook, where God placed it on your heart to go ahead and send your family member money. Go ahead and walk us through that. How did that make you feel that you were able to take a skill set that you learned and not have to pull from your pharmacy money,
right.
that your job, and actually bless your family with it? Because I really think that when we talk about our 5 reasons why, that is a big part of why a lot of us do this, is to be able to help our families. I know me, I am going so hard because at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to help my entire family more than I could if I was doing anything else. So kind of walk us through how you arrived at that and how it actually felt to be able to do that.
It was really, really great because, like I said, I immigrated from Cameroon. My country right now is going through some difficult times. There's a lot of craziness going on over there. It's been going on 4 years now. I was blessed to come to America because even though our country is going through a lot, I'm still in a house that, you know, I have peace of mind here. So I just know that there are people back there who are not as fortunate as me, or if they even are, I still can bless them. And that, like you said, is one of the reasons why I got into trading, because I knew that outside of pharmacy, you always want more money. People say, you know, it's not all about money, but okay, if you have more, you're good. There are so many more possibilities. So once I was able to just make that amount, I just knew that, you know, I took out some, saved some, decided on what I was going to do, but I had some left over. And so I just was like, okay, let me definitely send it. Not necessarily because I thought that they were in a bind or anything, but it's just whatever, even if it's just because they want to buy some new pair of shoes or something. It was on my spirit to send the money. And I literally just sent a text message and they were like, okay, send it here. And then I did. And the appreciation was great for me, but it was also just the relief of, this literally took nothing out of me, and I can do this again with this same market and not having to really blink an eye. So it was just a really great experience.
I love that. I love that, because a huge part of growing wealth, when we talk about actually starting to grow wealth, not just rich. When people get $1 million, that's just rich.
Yeah.
But when we talk about wealth, is when you can continuously bless people over and over and over and over, and it's not going to make a dent in your pockets, you know? So when we talk about growing real wealth, I think that it is important when it comes to the investment side of things, becoming that 1%, even if it's not the foreign exchange market. But if you decide to invest in real estate, if you decide to invest in stocks, whatever the case is, even though the foreign exchange market is the largest liquid financial market,
it is 6.6 and growing, right? Yeah,
larger than the stock market, and the cryptocurrency market has passed $1 trillion. But I digress. But when it comes to growing real wealth, I know that a lot of people do not know exactly how to do that. And even coming from places, like you said, you immigrated from Cameroon. I'm pretty sure before now, you probably didn't know exactly how to grow real wealth. You knew how to be successful in your own field. But when it comes to leaving a legacy and growing generational wealth, you know, And I don't think a lot of people know how to do that. And when it comes to access to information, I think that that is very, very, very important. So, what would you say to the person that even though they may be successful in their field, but they're looking for a way, or maybe even just have the idea of, okay, I'm successful, but I really want to get into this, into something that is going to allow me to leave behind something for my children. And the reason why I say that is because this skill set is transferable, so your children's children can get
Absolutely.
paid. So what would you say to
Absolutely.
that person from personal experience, how that is going to help you do that?
I would say that I'm a great example of the fact that it's not a monolith. You don't have to just do one thing. Like I said, I dabble in everything. But our brain has the capacity to expand, to stretch, to do so many different things. So if you decide that you want to be a surgeon and that's your life's goal, that's great. But we spend time doing a lot of things that have nothing to do with our daytime job. We spend time on Netflix, on Hulu, on whatever. We read books, we play games, we go to the park, we spend time with our family. I take a lot of naps. So I'm just saying that there is a great amount of time outside of whatever your profession is. And in that time, you can do something else, something that's going to also expand your life, something that's also going to bless other people. So I think that, some people may say, oh, we're in the foreign exchange market, we're obsessed about it. You're knocking people who have jobs or whatever. People can always have, the negative things that they want to say. But I think it's important to know that it's not just the focus. This isn't just it. You can do it with other things and it will bless other people. Mm-hmm. I've learned pharmacy, everything is in my head, but I'm also learning this skill that I'm going to teach my children one day, and they're going to teach their children. Like you said, it can be transferred. So I think that as long as you have an open mind, as long as you don't think that, oh, I have a job, so I'm just going to stick with that and nothing else. In these times, we can definitely see that your job may not necessarily save you. It's not even because there's anything wrong with it. It's just, we're in the Zoom era now because there's a pandemic outside. This is not something that we've ever seen before. So you have to be open-minded because change is going to happen and you have to adapt to it. So I think that's really why, it's available to everybody, because everything is changing so quickly and you definitely need other options. And it is really something that anybody can do regardless of what the other main, thing that you're doing in your life is.
So how do you find time from being a pharmacist and also trading? Because again, that's another thing where people say, I do such and such, and I just don't have the time to do it,
Mm-hmm.
So how do you have time with your busy career? And not only that, even people that have kids, I know that you haven't birthed any, but your nieces and nephews are basically your kids. Yeah. So how what would you say to the person that says, I just don't have time, I have kids, I have this career going, to even learn how to do it? What would you say to them? How do you juggle all of it?
I am speaking to myself when I say this. It's just an excuse. For anybody who says they don't have time, it's just an excuse. Because we have seen the craziest things that people can do in 24 hours. And whether it's to get up for 30 minutes, whether it's to get up for 1 hour, whether it's to get up for 15 minutes to just look at charts, to just study, you will be amazed. I think the reason why people say that they don't have the time, or people make excuses for not wanting to jump into this opportunity, is because they're not giving themselves a long-term result. They're not saying that what I do today is going to benefit me a year from now, 6 months from now, 10 years from now. If you decide that you are going to take 15 minutes every single day for a month, that adds up. If you say you're going to take 1 hour every day for a month, that adds up. So it's not like what you do today is going to benefit you today. And I think that's with Instagram, with Facebook, with instant gratification, this era that we're in, people really think that, you're going to get what you invest in today. And that's not the case. So I think that's why people are honestly saying, oh, I don't have time. whatever, is because they think that it's going to be instant. I do have 4 nieces and nephews, and they are just all around me a lot. And it really took me time to say, oh my gosh, once we're not, getting them ready for bed or helping with homework or doing whatever, or just cleaning the house or working, how am I going to find that time? But it doesn't have to be your 8 days that you're doing work, because that's impossible. You can't do that because I have a job, but even if it's 15 minutes, the I Am Mastery Academy, the videos are 5, 10, 15 minutes. If you spend 1 hour a day in the academy, like they tell us when we first join, in 2 weeks, you can be profitable. So it's really just a matter of knowing that when you start something, give yourself some time. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be instant gratification, but everything adds up. Every small time that you take to invest in yourself, in this skill, it will add up in the end. And I think that's why it doesn't have to be, something that you say you don't have time for, because I think that's a big excuse.
I love it. I love it. Lastly, I want to talk about, because you've decided to hone in on cryptocurrency, right? And I know that that's the big topic. A lot of people don't know what it is. And it seems popular, kind of like Forex. It seems popular, although it's been around for a while. Why did you decide to start trading crypto?
Well, honestly, it's just something that, just like Forex, even when I discovered it, crypto it's quite interesting. Like you said, it's not really something that people know about, but there is a small group of people that have known about crypto for, what is it going on? Bitcoin was 2011 or whatever.
2009 it started. 2009. I knew about it in 2011.
So it's also because everyone sees how big it's gotten now. And everyone's wishing like, dang, I should have hopped on this when it was like, I don't know, $4 or something. But I just think that crypto is the future. Mm-hmm. Crypto is the future, and I'm excited to, invest in it and to trade in it and learn about it because of the academy. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we have, instructors, we have traders who have been in the markets for years and years and years, who know what they're talking about, who are not going to jump on the bandwagon just because it's gone to $43,000, but they've been in the trenches when it wasn't that big of a deal. So I think I'm excited because now I'm not going to feel like I'm just jumping on the wave. It doesn't matter how high it gets or how low. I can even be confident in the times when it looks like it's a bust, because I just know I'm educating myself. It's not really something that I'm just hopping on with the trend. I don't need anybody to tell me to hop on it. I've decided that I'm going to learn about it as opposed to just go with what everyone else is doing. So I think that's why I'm excited, because I know that I have mentors, I have the proper guidance to go through it and learn about crypto. So that's why I feel like I'm confident in the fact that in my investments that I'm making, it isn't just because I closed my eyes and picked a crypto to put my money in. It's because I've gone through it and people have really taught me that this is what's going to, be profitable in the future. There is potential for loss, but there are also grand potential for gain. So that's why I feel comfortable definitely tapping into crypto.
Okay, I know I said that was the last thing, but I have one last thing before we go. So what do you see? Because your future is bright regardless, just because of who you are, what you've accomplished. And I mean, shout out to you. Happy Founders Day.
Thank you. Say to my 40 Incorporated.
Yes. So I just have to ask you, because this is always the important question with anything that we do in life. When the people have no vision, or when somebody has no vision, the people perish, basically. Mm-hmm. So what is this going to do? Engaging in this type of activity as far as investing goes, what is it going to do for your future?
Honestly, I think that because I'm tapped in now, I've decided that I'm not quitting. I've decided that this wealth of information is something that has benefited me. It has benefited other people. And I know that it will benefit thousands and even millions of people in the future. So I know that I want to get it out there. it doesn't hurt to tell people. Not everybody might feel that they would benefit from it, but I know that there are people who need the information. So whatever avenue that I feel comfortable spreading that information, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's a post on Facebook, whether it's picking up the phone and just calling someone, I believe that it's my duty to do that. We're not here to scam anybody. We've literally been able to just be blessed by this opportunity. So it's literally our duty to tell the world about it. So I believe that because I've been blessed by it, I should also tell other people and they will be blessed by it as well. So I think in the future, I just, plan on letting everybody know that there is a platform out there with honest people who are knowledgeable about the foreign exchange market, about the e-commerce market, about high frequency Forex, about digital currency. And they want to share that with people because it's something that has been out here for a long time, but unfortunately not everybody had access to it until recently. And they can also have access to it and be profitable and change their lives. So my goal is definitely like yours and the Retired in 365 and I Am Academy, is to just let other people thrive through this information.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.